I've got a wild explanation for you now as to why EFT did not work for me and how you can make it work for you. But it's really about understanding, and this is the whole reason why I do not tap ever, and with none of my clients, because the majority of people I see are extremely sensitive. It's why we've ended up with chronic illness. If you're an empath, if you're sensitive, you take on more emotions than other people and you store them. Now, along with that, you also take on a huge amount of overwhelm. So your childhood is generally a lot more overwhelming than other people's. Now, your childhood parts are stuck in overwhelm. So you may be doing EFT as an adult and feeling like it is helping you. You feel like, oh, I feel light. I really felt that release. That's amazing. But your child parts are not letting go because they are overwhelmed by being tapped. It's a sensory overwhelm. So when you're tapping like this, it's like your child parts are going, no way is this safe. I'm in overwhelm. And so you don't fully release everything you've got to, especially if what you're tackling is in childhood. So it may be that your older parts are like, this feels fine, and maybe you feel some relief, but it doesn't completely release if it jars your system. And so think back, are you someone that was quite overwhelmed as a child? Did you have many overwhelming experiences? Because if you did, it is very likely, like the vast majority of my clients, that tapping will not work for you. And so what I do is contact work. Contact work is literally, instead of tapping, say you're using the cross shot point, you keep contact and you just gently massage. And you're just activating the point by keeping contact. And if you think about it, it's just much more nurturing than tapping and much less overwhelming. And for the very, very sensitive clients I have, we might not even rub, we might just hold. And what I would suggest is for everyone, the crown is generally an incredibly sensitive point. And so for the crown, I do not even suggest rubbing, just really lightly activating it, like you're just holding it. You know, maybe the tiniest movement. And I found when I really checked in on myself, my crown especially was like, do not go there, do not tap. And I've had clients where we've done a release, and when they've been rubbing it, it's still been too much and the release hasn't actually fully cleared, and we've had to go back and do it much more gently. So just really think of yourself as that overwhelmed child in you. And if you can access yourself like that, you can maybe understand the sense of it, which is why I do contact work and I don't do tapping. The way I do contact work is not the same as tapping, but I do use some of the same points, but it's much more streamlined because I know exactly which points with every client that we need to do the work. And so it's much quicker. And I know exactly which points work for the types of emotions. And that is because compassionate self-healing is targeted and it allows that. So it may look a bit like EFT, but it's not exactly the same, even though there is some overlap. I hope this helps. I hope this helps explain why it is what I do. And I hope it helps you, if you are doing EFT, to maybe personalize it better for you and make it more effective. Give me a wave in the comments if this resonates with you, and if maybe you're thinking of switching to contact work instead of tapping.